Good morning. Around 9 o'clock or a little after, we're on our last day of harvest, hopefully. And we found a little mud. We also found some 17 to 18% corn, which is kind of sweet. This is that same 60-acre farm we were in yesterday. There's one more, couple fields actually over on the other side. This is where that gas pipeline went through years ago, and of course they tore up all the tiles when they put it through. I actually got some standing water right there. So we make ruts going through here. Well, Bart makes ruts with the tractor and cart. You can see them yellow posts out there. That's the warning posts or whatever the hell you want to call them for the gas pipeline. And of course, well, you probably could dig and refix tiles, but I don't know. So hopefully we're done today. And then it's clean everything up. Get the dryer cleaned up. Get the equipment cleaned up, put away while it's still in the 60s. Today's another day that it's going to be in the 60s. So, I love it. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me try to zoom in. But over there, it's hard to point. Over there will be our last fields, and this little field next to me. That's one owner. There's 4 owners over here. This field here that goes all the way up there is one owner. That field that was over there, and one behind it is another owner. And then there's an owner that's got a couple little fields up there. It's screwy. That has always been separate, but this farm got screwed up the way it was sold over the years. And here comes Barb with the cart. She has to do a lot of running because it's all in front of us houses now. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to find places to load trucks anymore. But we get it done. We load everything over there that we already did on one guy's property. This is getting loaded up by that red barn up there on his driveway, and then that guy's will be loaded over there. There's a driveway for his property. So kind of a pain in the butt sometimes when fields are behind a bunch of houses, but we figure it out. And this is, like I said, down here on this lower end, this is wet ground. This was wet this spring. There's places up there you can see that I didn't plant because of it being wet. It's obviously not that wet right now, but it's still probably the wettest ground we've been on this fall, harvested, where we're making tracks, let's put it that way. So yep, Barb just told me on the radio, look at the tractor, it was clean, now it's all dirty. And it's your fault. You need to clean it. I'm telling everyone right now how it's your fault. You need to clean it.
I'm not cleaning it. Call whoever put that pipeline in to clean it.
Did you hear her? She said she's not cleaning it. Tell whoever that put the pipeline in to clean it. So today we're only filling the cart with a 3rd truck full to do our rounds rather than putting 44,000 in it, because up there, let me zoom in again, up there where his barn is, we're loading on a paved driveway, which is nice, but the pathway going up to it is a little wet at the bottom, so I don't want to make it worse than what it is. It's not bad at all up where we're dumping. So these people are, and they probably will watch the video, so if they do, hi Silix. They are Silix, I don't know how you pronounce it. They're transplants from Long Island. They got the hell out while the getting was good. So Alright, hopefully now I don't bore you to death, but I'm going to take you for a drive in the truck. As you can see, it is a little wet coming up through here for Barb. But it dries up when it gets up here. So we can come back with a loader tractor and smooth that out for him. And yes, my allergies are killing me today. It's the only bad part about the warm weather. But see what I mean? Well, that's a barn, but there's a house on the other side of it, and that's the field over there. And then you got this house here. So the fields are all behind houses. Oh. Alright, I gotta set you down here for a minute between my legs so I can buckle up. Turn down the radio, for God's sakes. We don't want to get in trouble. Automatic, it's great. So Barb swings over there and just goes around in a circle over into the other guy's field and back down to the field that we're in. So like I said, there's the other house there. So the fields are all behind. This all used to be fields right up to the road years ago, but then it was cut up over the years and houses built, but that's the way it is. It's pretty much the way it is in a lot of agriculture areas anymore. I don't know how well you can see, but that's that other field that we finished last night. So this is what I call the main road, because for us it is a main road. It's got a yellow line on it. That makes her a main road. Our main 2-lane highway. They don't just put a yellow line on any road around here, you know. Just the main roads. And it's not a bad drive, even though it's 5-6 miles, about 6 miles, because it's this main road, 370, to the next main road, which is 176, and then turn onto our road, which is, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile down the road is our place. So it's not a bad drive. So I'm giving you a Jeff Raymond today. I'm taking you for a drive in the truck. I probably ought to slow down too, because I'm doing 65. And there's a turnaround right up here where the county line meets. I'm in the next county over from where I live. And right about here, I'm getting into the county that I live in. And this snowplow turnaround where you see these vehicles over here parked, that's where the cops like to sit, from both counties. And that's where the snowplows turn around in the winter, from both counties. Kind of a boring ride with the radio off, but we gotta make YouTube happy. Can't have the radio on. Here in just a minute we'll be going by my cousin's farm. They're combining soybeans somewhere, so they should be done next day or two. And then they'll be on to corn. We haven't had a lot of rain, like I said, but we've just had nuisance rain. But this whole week is dry. So all them grain bins you see right there coming up, That's my cousin's farm. That was my uncle's farm that I told you that passed away last year, right before Christmas. Used to be a dairy farm too. Not a lot of dairies up here anymore, other than, well, mostly Mennonites. Mennonites have moved into the area and bought a lot of the dairy farms. Guys got out. You got somebody here screaming up the side of the road with a gator. Wrong side of the road. Not sure why. Turn on to this road, which is 176, which is another basically main road. Oh, there's corn on the ground. Barb lost some corn on the road. She turned too fast. She'll probably edit that out. Then we go down this road about 2 miles to my road, and we're back to the farm. Really, it's not that bad of a haul from that farm, which is my farthest away farm. I think I clocked it at 6 miles one day. And the one down south of here is like 4.5. And there's the friend who's a boy's house. Boy's going to be busy here later this week, helping me get all the equipment and the dryer and everything cleaned up, put away for winter. Seeing as we got another 4 or 5, like 5-day stretch of temperatures in the 60s. All these people coming at me, passing me, are probably thinking, what the hell is he holding in his hand? That road we just passed was the road that the Buddha Italy farm that I own is on. Basically everything that is behind all these houses here that we're going by now, all those woods are ours. Behind these houses here, there's some fields that you can't see. That's us, part of the home farm. All this wooded area here on the left is part of the home farm. All you can see is this one little field over here, but there's 35 acres total over there. That's part of the home farm. Basically, we're back to the home farm area. We turn left here at this road, and this is my road. So then down the hill is the farm. Coming in hot. Better slow her down a little. That way Barb can't blame me for losing corn too. Here on the right is the motocross track that I've told you all about in the past, where it sounds like a bunch of bees. That's the parking area. That's the KOA, as I call it, because that's where all the campers are. There's the little kids track, and there's the big people's track behind it. And down there, I can see it. I don't know how well you can see it. Barb is dumping the first truck right now. That's my house. The old dairy barn. And we are here. Look. Barb's afraid of the corn COVID. I told him you were afraid of the corn COVID.
Oh yeah, no, I'm wearing the mask for the proper reason.
Yeah, exactly. She's wearing a mask for the proper reason. Dust. Today you can just wear any old face diaper, as my buddy up the road there, Barn Talking Jimmy says. All right, time to fire up the dryer. Push start, push OK. Gotta go out here to the panel. I don't know why they got a stop, emergency stop button on the outside, but you gotta open the door to push the start button. Not sure why they never put that on the outside also. And now it's gonna get loud. Get away from it as quick as possible. Not sure I ever showed this part, so I figured I would. Tells me that the quantum flame pack has been enabled. It is in the process of lighting the pilot. So now we sit and wait. So I just figured this video I'd make a little more of, you know, the traveling home and firing up the dryer and whatnot. You guys have seen a lot of the field part of it. Now it's in the purge stage. Now it's in the ignition stage, and then the screen will go back to the normal screen here in just a second. Ignition hold. So basically what that means, right there you can read load first fill. That, and again it's hard to point. I'll go outside. The wet bin auger is running right now. So it's filling the top of the dryer back up along that top A-frame part where that auger runs from one end to the other, like I told you about in past videos. So it's filling that up. So as soon as that, where it says load first fill, stops, then it will enable the unload, which is your leg, and then you will see this temperature start to go up. Where am I pointing? Right there. Like right now it's on 49, because apparently that's the temperature in there with the fan running. It'll get back up to that 210, 211 level. Oh yeah, and I don't think I've gotten the supervisor in the video yet today. So Rusty, I want to make sure for you. There he is. Where is he? Right there. Whenever we come back, he has to wake up, come over, get his petting, and a bone usually. So when I get done, I'll go in the shop, get him a bone. And yes, it takes a few minutes to fill that first fill. And I gotta believe the dryer is gonna run very quickly today, because that last bit I was combining before we come back to dump trucks was down in the 17s and 18s, but that's that 89-day corn that I don't know if I'll plant it again or not. Dries down nice. The yield isn't as good as the other stuff. It's not bad, surprisingly. Alright, it just shut off. Oh, excuse me, the load. Now you can see the unload is counting down. 12, 11, 10. So then that means the leg will kick on. Now you watch that number right there, and that's your temperature. It's going up. Here in the next minute or two, it'll be up into the 200s. The number on the left that says 211 is basically where it was at last night. Temperature is set at 220, but depending on the moisture of the corn, not only does your rate, which is this number here, fluctuate, how fast it goes through the dryer, but your temperature also does. It might increase a little, it might decrease a little, depending on what your moisture of your corn is. See, right now it's saying 21.2 is the current wet moisture going in, and that was from the outsides of the field, going around the outsides where it's in the shade, the trees and all that, because again, remember, we don't live in the Midwest. We have hedgerows and woods around our fields. So 138, 140, 140. 43, 45. Anyways, you get the gist. The temperature's going up. It'll be up to 200 here shortly. And we are drying. Last 8 rows of 2020 harvest, corn harvest. Actually, last 8 rows of 2020 harvest completely. And I was praying, I'm going downhill if you can't tell. And I was praying I was going to make it up that hill. Because I got 1 bar of fuel left. They keep flashing and disappearing. That sucker's been going off for the past half hour, 40 minutes, and I've just been praying. And I'm praying now that I get to the end. If I can get to the end and get over there by the driveway where the trucks are, I'll bring some fuel in the morning to put in it when we get ready to take the head off and put it on the header cart. So 1 more dump on Barb on the cart. Get to the end of this 8 rows and we will be done. Yay.